So I see you out there. You're lurking around, you're searching, you're trying to find that information about the brand new Mod 14 stuff. And you might be searching for information about what are the best DPS class companions to use. Well, in this video, I'm gonna help you out and talk about it. So what is going on YouTube? The Assist Man. And I'm coming back at you guys with another Neverwinter video. Inside of this video, man, I'm going to show you guys what I think, in my opinion, are the 5 best DPS companions that you could pretty much run for any DPS class. Now, me personally, I only play one class in the game. I main and play a Trickster Rogue. So these are the ones that I use on my class. I'm also going to explain to you some of the gear you can get for them, or you should be running, and enchantments and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Before I do get into the video, I just want to say thank you one more time to you guys, man, for all your continued support, your thumbs up like on my videos, your subscriptions, for you guys subscribing to me means a lot to me, and especially your comments on my videos, so keep them coming. So let's check out the companions. Now, these are the ones that I use, and these are the ones that I think are the best. Now, maybe one of these might change based on your preference, your personal preference. But I've tested out a lot of these things, and in my opinion, this is the best setup. So, as a active summoned companion, meaning the companion that you will have out fighting next to your side at all times, there is no better option than the Chilton Tiger. It is by far the best summoned companion in the game for a DPS class. Its active bonuses say on the start of you going into combat, your run speed and your damage are increased by 5% for 25 seconds. And this is pretty much a 100% uptime type active bonus, because you're going to get that 5% run speed and damage for 25 seconds, but as soon as you hit something again, after the 25 seconds, it's going to automatically refresh instantly, and you're going to have it again. So the Chilton Tiger is by far the #1 best active companion summoned you can have in the game. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the gear. As far as any companion goes, if you're best in slot and you want the best, like, see, this video is not for, 5 companions that you could possibly get that'll do this. No, this is the best. If you want the best in slot, this is what you want. You want to have not only the Chilton Tiger, you want to have bonding runestones at rank 14 in each one of these slots. Make sure you have your bonding runestones. That should be, a known thing by now. Now, as far as gear goes, this is where it's going to be basically up to your class, the way you need your stats and your preference, the way you build your character. So there's a lot of different things you can get. Me personally, I run 2 Bronzewood Raid Rings to give me increased critical strike and power, and I run a Heroic Necklace of the Companion +4 to give me more power and armor penetration. Now, as far as rings go, in my opinion, there are better options in the game. I just do not have them. And those options would be the Ring of the Gravestalker +5 and the Ring of the Gravestalker +4. If you do have those 2 rings, I don't have them. The way you can obtain them is by running the maps inside of Omu, and you get to run them 6 times a week. If you're lucky enough to get a legendary Ring of the Gravestalker +5, and an epic purple Ring of the Gravestalker +4, me personally, I would run those on my companion instead, but I don't have them. And the reason why I say that I think those are better is because the Ring of the Gravestalkers have a special equip bonus that does work on your companion, and it does transfer to your character. At the legendary +5 variant, it gives you 1,000 power when you are above 75% health. And at the +4 variant, it gives you 800 power when you are above 75% health. Now, the +5s do not stack together, meaning if you have 2 legendary Ring of the Gravestalker +5s, they will not stack. But if you have a +5 and a +4, it will stack. So then you would theoretically get 1,800 power that is multiplied by the percentage from your bonding stones and your legendary pets and stuff, and then have that transfer to your character, so you would get a lot more power. I don't have those yet, so for me, I need critical strike, power, and armor pen and recovery coming from my companion to get my stats right. So that's why I said about this gear, it's going to be personal preference up to you. Most importantly is to use the gear and the enchantments that are going to get you where your stats need to be. 100% critical hit chance, 100% armor penetration, enough recovery so you can utilize your encounters in a good amount of time, and then all the rest power. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you're at 100% critical strike before anything else and 100% armor pen, and then start working on your power. So that's why I utilize these rings and this necklace. Now, if I was to get the Ring of the Gravestalker, I then would equip those and I would change my enchantments around so I made sure that my stats are the same. So me personally, I'm running 2 Bronzewood Raid rings, and I'm running a Heroic Necklace of the Companion +4. I still could do a little bit better in this area. I could get the Heroic Necklace of the Companion +5 for a tad bit more power and a tad bit more armor penetration, but they're like really expensive. You know, currently on Xbox One, they're like 4 to 5 million AD, and it's really not even that much of a difference. I think you get like 20 something more power and 20 something more armor pen, so it's not that big of a difference. But as far as your summoned companion, your active summoned companion, number 1, you always want to have the Chilton Tiger, and you always want to have your 3 bonding runestone rank 14s, and you always want to have, you know, your 2 rings and your necklace that's going to fill out your stats. As far as enchantments go on your rings and on your neck, that's completely up to you. It's like I said, it's all about filling in the stats that you need. Me personally, I run black ice enchantments that give you power, critical strike, and recovery because I need all of those. And currently I have 2 there, 2 there, and 1 here, and 1 more of a rank 13 that I'm going to be upgrading to a rank 14 hopefully soon to get me a little bit more. So now you got the number 1 best companion for DPS out of the way in the game, the Chilton Tiger, hands down. Not only because what it does for you, you know, as far as like the 5% active run speed bonus, the 5% other stuff, blah, 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 but also for this actual attack he does right here called Killer Instinct. It says enemies that are affected by the Tiger's damage over time bleeds take 10% more damage from all sources and increases the Tiger's damage by 20%. Basically what this does is it gives you a 10% debuff to the enemy, making you do 10% more damage to it. Not only you, but everybody you're playing with, and these Tigers stack, which means if you have a group of 5 people running Tigers, you're going to get a stacking bonus. These Tigers are probably the best active companion to use in the game for almost every class. I would say maybe not the Guardian Fighters and Paladins, because they could use that dancing shield stuff that could do a 20% debuff, so that's probably still best in slot for them, but I don't know. This video is about DPS. So number 1, the Tiger. Number 2, this is a brand new companion we just got. I'm going to skip over this one, and I'm going to go to this one. This is a brand new companion we just got in the game at Mod 14. It is called the Razorwood. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, you'll see as I go along, I name all my companions pretty much what they are, with the exception of my tiger I named after my dog. But the Razorwood is a must-have for pretty much any DPS class. It is completely amazing. It gives you an extra 25% combat advantage damage bonus and an extra 2.5% critical severity. The critical severity in itself is great, but the extra 25% combat advantage damage bonus is insane, because most of the time you should be striking and attacking enemies 100% of the time in combat advantage. Now, me personally, as a trickster rogue, whenever I enter stealth, I'm in combat advantage. Whenever I leave stealth, I'm in combat advantage. I'm in combat advantage 100% of the time. I know also control wizards provide feats that can make everybody in the party have combat advantage 100% of the time, and I'm sure there's a lot of other characters out there that have feats and abilities to give them combat advantage all the time. If you can't get combat advantage like that, then make sure you just do it, the manual way. Make sure you position yourself on the opposite side of another ally attacking an enemy, and then you guys will gain combat advantage against this. But this is huge. This is like by far the best DPS companion we've had come to Neverwinter in the longest time. So the number 2 best DPS companion you want to run is the Razorwood. Coming in at number 3, we have the Air Archon. It says, increases your damage against targets not at full health by 5%. Each additional active Archon increases this bonus by 0.5%. Basically means as soon as any enemy in the game has not full health, so as soon as you or anybody strikes them one time, even for 1 damage, they're going to start taking 5% more damage from you 100% of the time until they're dead. This is a great companion to use. A lot of people for the longest time have ran the trio of the Air Archon, the Earth Archon, and the Fire Archon. I used to use the Fire Archon, but I swapped it out when the Razorwood came to the game. And that's something you're going to have to decide if you want to go ahead and do or not, because it does get expensive. But like I said, this video is for the 5 best options. The next option is going to be the Earth Archon. And what this active bonus is, it says it increases your damage against targets by 6% when you are at full health. Each additional active Archon increases this by 0.5%. So now, since you already have the Air Archon equipped, you're going to get an additional 0.5 from that. So theoretically, this is going to do 6.5%, and this is going to do 5.5% because you have the Earth Archon equipped. This active bonus is great because you should always be at full health. As long as you have a good tank in your party, they should be taking all of that damage for you. You should have your life still high enough where you can regain your health back damn near instantly by hitting things. And then maybe you have a DC in the party that's providing a little bit of, or a paladin that's providing a little bit of life back to you as well, a little bit of healing back to you as well. So you should be at full health like 99.9% of the time. And at that one moment that you do get hit hard and you're not at full health, your life still should be able to kick in to get you back at full health. So the Earth Archon is going to be the next best in slot companion you can use. Now the final slot, we have one left. This is really, an option. A lot of people were trying to go between, should I use the Fire Archon? Should I use the Siege Master? Blah, blah, blah. I don't think neither one of those is the best companion to use. The best 5th companion I think to use, in my opinion, is this. I named it EOB, and it stands for the Airiness of Belial. The Airiness of Belial is a companion that is extremely rare in the game, so it's not easy to get. The only way you can get this companion is by buying the Scourge Warlocks pack from the Zen store, and you get this companion that is unlocked account-wide as a blue variation. At blue, its active bonus is a plus 5% to critical severity. Once you upgrade it to purple or legendary, it becomes a plus 10% critical severity bonus. Like I said though, it is really hard to get because the only way you can get this thing is to spend over 1 million Astral Diamonds on buying the pack by converting it to Zen, or they do drop very, very rarely inside of endgame dungeons. I have seen them drop. You can get them. They are listed on the auction house, but they are not cheap. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys if we go to the companion section and we check how much these things are, they're going to be really expensive, and the only way that they do sell in the game is by blue variation. So let's go ahead and see how much they actually are right now. There we go. They've actually came down in price substantially. They used to be like 700,000 a few weeks ago, so it looks like they're coming down in price. But still, they're pretty expensive, with the cheapest ones being around 400 to 430,000 just for a blue one, which means then you got to spend, your companion upgrade tokens or another 500,000 AD just to upgrade it to purple, then another million AD just to upgrade it to legendary. But if you want the best companions in the game, I recommend slotting the Airiness of Belial as your 5th active companion because of its active bonus, plus 10% to critical severity. That is theoretically almost like an additional 10% more damage. Why I say theoretically is that the way that critical severity and combat advantage works is it combines each other. So your combat advantage and your critical severity combined will start suffering from diminishing returns once you get to a certain level. Now, depends on what that level is. It depends on how high your critical severity is. Regardless, I would personally rather take plus 10% critical severity over plus 4% damage, because I feel that if you have 100% critical chance, like pretty much I do, that you're going to be attacking critically anyway 100% of the time, so you're going to be benefiting from this plus 10% critical severity. Now, if you do not have 100%, critical chance, this companion might not be the one for you. But like I said, we are talking about the 5 best in slot DPS companions in Mod 14. If you're looking for the best, you should have 100% critical chance already. If you don't, that should be the number one thing that you're trying to obtain on your build. So, to break it down once again, the number one best one, and the one you need to have summoned at all times, is the Chilton Tiger. Make sure you have the Chilton Tiger. I went over some potential gear you can have for it. Make sure you have your bonding runestones as high as possible. Obviously, for a best in slot, you want to have rank 14s. You also want to make sure that you have the Razorwood non-negotiable. You also want to make sure you have the Air Archon and the Earth Archon non-negotiable. The Airiness of Belial might be the only one that it's like dealer's choice. Me personally, like I said, I tested them. I do more damage with the Airiness of Belial over the Siege Master and over the Fire Archon. So I chose to go with the Airiness of Belial. Also, you want to make sure that you have all of your companions at Legendary, because when they are at Legendary, they gain more stats, and you get summon companion ratings to you a certain percentage. If you see on the bottom of the screen under my tiger, it says legendary bonus. Owner gains 16% of the summon companion's rating. Each additional active legendary companion gives a bonus half as large as the previous one. So the way this works, if you have 5 legendary companions, you get 16% of what's on your tiger, not what's on all 5 of them, only 16% of all the stats you see on my tiger, like the 11,493 power, 54 crit strike, and so on. You get 16% of that transferred to your character. So it kind of acts as like another bonding runestone. Then when you have 2 legendary companions, you get 16% for the first one, and then 8% for the second one, making it a total of 24%. Then when you have 3 legendary companions, you get 16% for the first one, 8% for the second one, and then the third one is you get 4%, giving you a total of 28. With 4 legendary companions, you get an additional 2%, giving it a total of 30. And once you get your 5th legendary companion, you get an additional 1% more stats transferred to you, giving you a total of 31% extra. A lot of people, say, oh man, why am I going to spend 1 million AD or 120 companion upgrade tokens just to get 1% more stats transferred to me? Well, I mean, that's really up to you. This is about being best in slot, and if you want to be best in slot, you have to have the best in slot. So you have to have the 5 legendary companions, because not only will it give you 1% more stats, which, could be a little bit of a benefit, but every single legendary companion also gives you an extra 200 item level. Well, I'm sorry, not an extra, but they give you a total of 200 item level. A blue companion will give you 50 total item level, a purple companion will give you 100 total item level, and a legendary companion will give you a total of 200 item level each. Meaning if you have 5 blue companions, you are getting a total of 250 item level from your 5 companions. If you have 5 purple companions, you are getting a total of 500 item level from your 5 purple companions, because they give you 100 each. And if you have 5 legendary companions, now you are getting a total of 1,000 to your item level, because they give you a stat of 200 item level each times 5. So, I pretty much broke it down. Best 5 companions for Mod 14 for DPS classes. Like I said, this is only for DPS. If you're a tank, a guardian fighter, a paladin, any of those classes, a DC, this ain't gonna be for you. But for DPS, this is where it is at. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope that in here I gave you some information to help you guys out, maybe taught you some things you didn't know. If you do have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, I want to know what you guys are running for your 5 companions, and are you running the same setup as me, or do you have 4 of the 5, or how's it going with your companions? So those are my companions. That's what I think from testing is the best 5 companions for DPS classes you can use in the game. If you guys have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for my Trickster Rogue build that I'm running, because it is different from some others. I will be making a Mod 14 Trickster Rogue build for myself coming up on my channel within the next couple weeks, so you guys can look forward to that if you want to see the way I play my hero and play my character and the stuff that I personally run. So anyway, like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, man, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications, man, so you're notified when I put out new content. And make sure you tell your friends and all your guildmates about me and share my videos so they can watch them, they can like them, they can subscribe, and then you can help a brother out. So anyway, YouTube, this is the Assist Man, and until next time, I am out.